Welcome to Letterboxd Book Club. My name is Claire.
And I'm Mackenzie.
And today we'll be discussing the final book in the House of Night series. Finally. I was going to say because it is a finale, but it's more like finally we're done.
Yeah.
So, as always, Mackenzie is going to read the blurb and then we can end this shit show once and for all.
Yeah, I will get right to that. Hang on.
There is a cat meowing a lot, so we have to let her in. She's like, how dare you? She moves so quick. And she has to run right as you're stepping.
I love the sound of her feet, but yeah, she literally gets under your feet.
I think I accidentally kicked her.
It's okay, so have I. Oopsies. Anyway, okay. This time I didn't have any hope. I couldn't find a light. I deserved to stay lost, to remain shattered. This time I didn't deserve to be saved. Zoey Redbird is in trouble. She has surrendered herself to the police and isolated herself from her friends and mentors, determined to face the punishment she deserves. Only the love of those closest to her can save her. But a terrible evil has emerged from the shadows, more powerful than ever. Neferet has finally made herself known to mortals. She is loose on Tulsa and enslaving its citizens to her will. The vampires of the House of Night are gathering every last resource they have, but without Zoe's ability to both summon the elements and wield Old Magick, can they possibly hope to vanquish the darkness? In the final electrifying novel in the House... I probably don't need to read this bit, but anyway. In the final electrifying novel in the House of Night series, an epic battle of light versus darkness will decide who is redeemed and who is forever lost.
Yeah, it was so epic. It lasted forever.
I don't care about my cat licking this, by the way.
That's okay. She has to develop her immune system somehow. If she dies, it's natural selection, bro. Alrighty, Kenzie, I know you've just read the blurb, and you're distracted with eating and the cat, but thoughts, feelings, emotions.
I have no thoughts, just white hot burning rage.
Okay.
I hate this book.
It's the smallest book out of them all as well.
It felt like it went on for about 5 years.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
So, this book was so stupid. I won't get into any of the plot or anything yet, but for a finale, this felt like it could have been book 4.
Yes.
Yeah, like this could have been right in the middle of the series. For a finale, it spent way too much time not on the main character.
Yes.
It spent way too much time developing a story that
should have been developing
throughout the series. Everything was stupid. I hated it all. It took me a very long time to finish it. Oh no, I was listening at work and I think, I was messaging you. I'm just I hate this book.
Yes.
Yeah. Just a lot of anger. I don't even have notes because I just have anger.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm glad it's finally done.
Oh, I'm glad it's over, but
as I keep reassuring you, I don't regret not doing it. Yeah.
But I feel unsatisfied. A lot of foreplay for 5 seconds of sex.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. Because, before I do my thoughts, feelings, emotions, or whatever, but, a lot of it is just, Neferet building her, temple and shit, and just playing around with her supplicants. Yeah. Also, I hate the word supplicants, because it's been said too many times.
Yeah. Also, sorry to interrupt, but on the back, it's Neferet is loose on Tulsa and she's enslaving it. She's enslaved 20 people at one hotel.
Yeah.
I don't think that's really enslaving Tulsa.
I think she enslaved 100 people and it's dwindled down because of all the sacrifices. But still, she has not wreaked any sort of havoc until this moment. Or I suppose you could probably argue when she released Kelowna because of the Raven Mockers and stuff. But that was for a day.
Yeah. Also, I think this timeline. Also, sorry, I'm eating. I think this is 3 days.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Again, stupid.
Okay, my thoughts, feelings, emotions. Again, I'm glad it's done. Very predictable. With the way they defeated Neferet, I had a feeling that's how they were going to do it because they had the live representation of Kelowna and how he was sealed away. Except I hated that they used the analogy of, Merlin, trapped himself with his own magic. But the whole Kelowna metaphor was right there as well. But everything that I expected to happen happened. For example, Zoe changing and everyone kind of changing at the same time. Yeah. If you've read the book, I don't care. Kelowna dying, obviously, that was a noble sacrifice.
I feel like we always knew it was going to get to that because he was such a main storyline. And then, after he split from Neferet, it's like, where do you go from here? So it's like a
Yeah.
person has to die or something.
Yeah, or he has to switch sides and then sacrifice himself. Because, yeah, ultimately, he just wanted the forgiveness of Nyx. And, yeah, again, that's also been forgiven as well. Yeah, it's just... And, yeah, like, the great battle, like, it didn't last that long. As you said, a lot of foreplay, no actual... Well, 5 seconds of sex or whatever it was. But, yeah, look... I'm just happy that it's over. No real thoughts, head empty. I'm just like... Like, I have not thought about it since I finished reading it. It's great for me.
On the contrary, I've thought of nothing but.
Oh no, because you're just so angry about
I'm
it.
just angry at it.
All right, let's just go through it. Go through the motions. What makes you angry?
It was just not a satisfying conclusion.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even... Kingdom of Ash.
Okay.
Because it's right in front of me, I can see it.
Okay.
Like, that book, like, ends, like, the battle is won, like, everyone's happy.
You have the coronation.
You have the coronation, you're like, okay, this is a good final point. But this one's like, everyone changes and scatters to the wind.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Neferet's just in a cave in a park.
Yeah, with Aurochs's soul
Yeah,
bound
with
to
Oryx's
it.
soul.
Or Heath's soul, sorry.
And then, like, they've started their own, like, vampire high council. But, like, what about the high council on Clement Island?
Yeah,
What
like,
about
what's the consequence of that?
What about the Queen of Skiath? Like...
Yeah.
Yeah, what about the warriors and stuff?
Yeah, it's just like, all right, it's done now, bye-bye.
Yeah, and then what about, because obviously humans have seen all this happen, it's like, what is happening to them now? Like,
what's the relationship like between the two communities?
Yeah.
I suppose there is a 1 year later novella, maybe, and I think there's another, like, little mini-series afterwards, which I'm not going to get into, to be honest. I'm just happy with this ending, but, like, that could then further open up to what's going on in the world.
Yeah, I tried to find it on audiobook.
Oh, yep.
Because I don't want to sit and waste my time reading it. I'd rather be proactive and listen to it.
Yep.
I can't find it on audiobook, so I'm going to have to sit down and read it.
Yep, that's okay. But yeah,
But
goddamn.
it's like, if you need to make extra books to finish the story, why not just make less main House of Night books,
Yeah.
but bigger, and then
Right.
include everything in the main storyline?
Yeah, because as you've said, like, this whole series could have been condensed down to, like, 4 or 5 books. 5 books is a bit generous, but yeah. Oh, well. All right, so we're kicking off with the plot. Zoey is in... I believe the first part is, like, it's either Zoey or Neferet. Zoey's in... Well, we'll just quickly go through Zoey being in jail.
Yeah, 2 chapters
It's like,
of Zoey.
it's like simultaneously happening at the same time. So yeah, Zoe's in jail. She's wallowing in her self-pity. She's essentially dying because she's self-isolated in jail. She wants no visitors from any of the vampires, so she's slowly rejecting the change. But then good old mate Detective Marks is like, you have friends here. And then I forget who actually shows up. It's
But
like
I don't understand,
Lenobia.
because she's getting sick, and
Yeah.
like her body is starting to reject the change or whatever.
Yeah.
And then suddenly all these vampires come, and she
Yeah.
stops. So it's like, why then?
Actually, was it described as rejecting the change, or is it just
she was
because...
sick?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, why then are the fledglings at the House of Night rejecting the change? It's like, well, you're just surrounded by
Yeah.
all those vampires. You would assume that just like cancels out.
Yeah.
So, like,
oh, right.
Biggest plot hole ever.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, I
maybe it's
guess.
because she's like blessed by Nyx.
Bless my Nyx. I can just hear your annoyance rippling through. I think she's just sick because of the whole being away from the vampires.
Not
I don't think it's
vampires.
not, but I feel like it was described as rejecting the change.
Yeah, she self-describes it as, I'm rejecting the change.
Yeah, but of course, Thanatos, Stark, I think Lenobia, Stevie Ray, and Grandma and that rock up, and so all those being of adult vampires, bar Grandma, like, they're taking in turns to keep an eye on her. And then Detective Marks, like, she has a conversation with a couple of people, and, you know, Zoe's, like, just finding the light, you know, like, my friends do love me, despite all this guilt. And then Detective Marks is like, we're in lockdown.
We're in lockdown with a situation.
Situation, because Neferet is running havoc in Tulsa.
Yeah.
All right, so pretty much after that, I feel like 6 chapters in a row was just Neferet.
Yeah.
I'm turning into you, Neferet. Neferet. God damn it. Oh, it's the last book. Who cares? And she has a bunch of chapters early on, which describes her building her temple of the Mayo Hotel.
I feel like I would have to go through it and check, but I feel like there was more chapters from Neferet's point of view than Zoe's in this book.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
110%. I agree with that. It's like, 6-7 chapters, like, in the first, like, 100 pages of the book was just her describing and making supplicants. I'm just going to find a reason to say that word because it's so stupid.
Yeah.
And it's just her, like, toying with them as well.
Yeah.
It's like, you're going to worship me as a goddess.
I'm a
and they're
goddess.
like, I'm scared. And she's like, don't be scared if you worship me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to hurt you.
And then, if you don't bow down easily. Here is a snake to go down your throat. A snake
Yeah.
of darkness and possess you.
Yeah. What pissed me off the most is that we get this character named Lynette.
Oh my god.
I hated her.
And then Lynette gets some point of views.
Yeah, no, it's like, who is this chick?
Oh.
What has happened to the original plot of the movie? I mean, Detective Marks even gets a chapter or two. Like, come on. But yeah, Lynette is, I feel like the reason she got a chapter is because she came across as that, she is that person that's willing to do whatever it takes to survive, and she's offering her service as an event planner to make Neferet's worship grand and expeditious.
What a good plot point.
I know, very great. In the last book as well.
Last book.
And then, yeah, but she gets an opportunity to kind of, like, escape. There is a moment later on. And then she's found to be untrustworthy.
Yeah.
Because she runs back to Neferet.
Yeah,
but then,
she goes back and she's like, nah, I'd rather be an event planner.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what
It's
the
good for my
fuck,
career.
man?
Further your career, woman. But then Detective Marks talks to Kelowna, because Kelowna and I think Stark don't understand, like, why she would go back. And then he talks about Stockholm Syndrome and all that stuff. It's like, we're a little bit too late to be teaching psychology to an immortal.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so Lynette, she gets a couple chapters and she's like doing whatever it takes and she's just trying to survive. And yeah, she ends up being Neferet's favourite. But yeah, Neferet, she's just playing around with everybody, like irrelevant stuff. It's like, she'll talk about, oh, send me the kitchen workers.
Oh my
there's
god,
no
the amount of
left.
times it's like, tell Tony in the kitchen I want stew. Tell Tony I want a chocolate cake.
Yeah, get me more wine.
Get me more wine. Like, yeah, and then, oh, let me just start throwing humans off the balcony and killing them.
Yeah.
I understand that, like, the Vampire High Council shunned her, and they're like, oh, we're not going to have anything to do with her. But, like, surely any other, like, House of Nile or anything else is like, maybe we shouldn't be throwing humans off the balcony. Let's go and help them. Let's
That's
not
a step
leave it
too far.
Yeah, let's not leave it to the teenage fledglings.
Yeah. And they had that kind of realization, because the Thanatos and all that are separated themselves as the House of Night from the High Council. It in itself is an excuse not to intervene. So, oh yes, get the squirty bottle for the cat. she's a bit.
Yeah, sorry,
poorly.
that one
No,
would
it's
have
okay.
hurt.
And yeah, so what a shit show.
God.
And then it's just like building the wall around with her threads of darkness around the mayo.
Do you think that, like...
No, she's alright. It doesn't hurt that much.
No, but I don't want to get into the habit.
Okay.
So much of this book screams to me that, like, they were done, like, 4 books ago,
yeah.
but their editor or, like, their publisher was like, okay, you
gotta
need to
finish it.
make this word count. And they're like, Lynette gets a poem, Marks gets a poem, like, you get a poem, you get a poem. Like,
yeah. Trying to meet the word count.
trying to
even
meet
if
the
it's
word count, yeah, and then, like,
still coming up short.
yeah, it's like, okay, let me get cake. Let me
Get
you
wine.
all need to learn how to Charleston. I love the 1920s. Like, and it just so much of this book is just, how do we stop her? Let's do a circle. Oh, let's do a spell. Let's do a circle. Let's do
it's like they come across conversations where it's like, what's a way to defeat an ancient immortal? Ancient magic.
Yeah. Oh shit. Eric hasn't been important for a while. He can get with Shawnee. Like,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's been irrelevant, but is he also redeemed because he's being nice to a chick? Relatively.
The bar is below the floor.
Yeah, I know. The bar is underground where Kelowna was waiting. Look.
If he wasn't going to be a main love interest throughout the entire series, I don't know, like, once he became a tracker or whatever, they could have fucked him off.
Yeah, he hasn't tracked anyone since.
Yeah, and I would have been fine with that. And now he's, I think, he goes with Shawnee, I think I've read it, to New Orleans.
Sorry, the cat
to
surprise.
New Orleans or something. And then it's like, oh, I thought he had to be in Tulsa to, like, be a tracker or whatever. I don't know. But then he says he only has to be a tracker for 4 years. I don't know, man. But I crave violence.
Sorry, Kenzie's just spraying her cat into obedience.
Don't tell people I'm spraying my cat.
It's with water, you do something wrong.
Yeah.
If you see he yelps of pain, the cat's just climbing on us.
Look
at her go. Stretchy baby. Yeah, Eric hasn't tracked anyone since, and he does go through a little crisis of, like, he's grieving the loss of a career that he felt he should have had because of all his talent as an actor.
But it's just, again, like, Zoe, oh, that didn't work. Shaylin, oh, she's gay, that didn't work. Let me try.
Erin's dead.
Erin's
had a
dead.
boyfriend at the time, so out of the question.
Yeah, so, Shawnee's sad and lonely.
Yeah. Stevie Ray's with Raphael.
Yeah.
Like, who's next? Yeah, I get that. Oof. But I suppose it's nice considering, she lost Aaron and stuff, it's nice that he stepped up a little bit as a friend and more so a lover now.
Yeah, but they could have just been friends. Why did they have to be lovers?
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing wrong with female-male friendships. We stand. Given the time that it's written, the stereotypes and the generalizations are always going to be there still.
I'm struggling a bit.
That was a solid sniff, though.
Got that plagum.
Yeah.
I've been really sick this week, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm rejecting the change.
You're dying now. It's because you haven't read a House of Night book in a week, and so you're slowly just dying.
No, I finished it this week.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Alrighty, so moving on. Yeah, Neferet's just like quote-unquote wreaking havoc on Tulsa.
Yeah.
So the word spreads because Detective Marks is back, which is nice. And he's a character that, because he has a sister who has been marked and is a vampire. Don't know where the hell she is. Why isn't she fighting?
He's a character that I would have liked to have seen be a love interest.
Right, I get that.
I don't know, yeah,
because he understands the culture and the community.
Culture, that would have been fun. And if he was, I think Zoe's still, I think they're all still 17 this, but if like Zoe had been 18 and then, he'd come along, then I would have been okay with it because she's an adult. And like if he's like a junior copy, like, I don't know, 22.
Even better though, yeah.
Hey, I met Luke when I was 18 and he was 22, so let's not talk about age differences because oopsies.
The queen of age difference.
Yeah. Queen of gaps.
Yeah. Sorry. The cat's staring at me.
But yeah, because I don't, and also she's gonna.
That's okay. I'm encouraging it.
I don't know. Like I feel when you read a book, you obviously like put your own like tone and stuff into words that you read. But when I was listening, like they put their own tones and stuff, and like Stark just sounds like a little bitch.
Yeah.
Like when I'm listening to it, and I'm like, I'm over you now.
Yeah, he was very mopey as well, and overly protective.
And overly protective. But then I remember that they're teenagers.
Yeah.
And like
Fair.
Yeah, we've been there. Like, I had some boys say some weird shit because they were possessive on me.
It's probably just like a faux masculinity thing as well.
Yeah.
Like, this is my job to protect you.
I'm
your warrior. I'm your guardian.
You're my queen. It's like, how many queens can there be? How many high priests? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. Isn't that kind of like don't know how to don't know how to describe, like, is it kind of like defaming the title? Because, like, Zoe is not a queen in, like, the ancient magic world, but, like...
And then also because she can wield the old magic, not dark magic, sorry.
Yeah.
She can wield the old magic and stuff, and she's the key to it all.
Yeah.
I was like, I understand that making her a queen, but there should have been more emphasis on that maybe. And I would have liked to have seen that journey.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the whole, like, her being Aya reincarnate just went out the fucking window as well. Like,
yeah, but I think there was a point made, maybe it was last book, but I forget what it was. But it had something to do with the whole reincarnation thing, and, like... Kelowna uses it. The example is with Kelowna, seeing Aya in... I think it's when Zoe's talking about, like, Aurochs and Heath, and, like, she sees the soul in Heath, but she turns it into a reference with Kelowna because Kelowna sees Aya in Zoe doesn't mean that she's Aya.
Yeah.
So, like, Aurochs isn't Heath and all that. So that just helps, because she settles that relationship because she wants to be with Stark.
Yeah.
But, yeah. What did you say? Sorry.
I can't remember. Oh, like, okay. I wish that the journey of Zoe...
Yeah.
Like, having old magic and being able to wield...
I thought since that was introduced, it was going to be a lot more prominent.
Yeah,
then
I
it
thought
was
that would be
whipped up
explored more.
But I suppose in the final battle, it is quite, like, epic with all the, like, elementals, sprites and stuff. Just, like,
but the fucking
circles.
Neferet.
Circles save the day. What can I say?
But they're so overused.
Yeah.
Like, in every book. Like, they would have been more impactful if it was, like, a last resort thing or whatever. Like, but not like just, like, let's do a circle for everything.
Circle itself doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, it's just like cast the manifesting of the energies.
And then it's just, like, the circle blocks anyone penetrating their circle. So, like, it does nothing necessarily.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Neferet's cloaked the city, or not city, the Mayo Hotel. Word gets back to the House of Night. Because I think they did a film interview as well. Because Neferet's, throwing humans out the windows and everyone's fucking terrified.
Yeah.
And then Thanatos and that get interviewed by the news and being like, yeah, Neferet was crazy all along, blah, 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 blah. And then so the humans are now wanting to seek refuge in the House of Night. And
they open the House of Night for anyone who wants.
So we get it's nice that it's described that all sorts of religions are welcomed in there as well, which was really nice. Because there's the stereotypical, like, in this community that all religions are against the vampires because it's, something that they don't believe in or agree with. Jesus Christ, she just attacked you. ASMR.
Yeah, but
So, yeah.
they had the emphasis on like the sisters of faith were there, and then the Jewish people were there.
Yep.
And then grandma was there.
Yeah, representing the faux Native American spirituality. That eye roll. So yeah, and everyone's like working together. The fledglings of the
Fledglings.
Yeah, no, I don't know what I was going to say. The fledglings at the house tonight are annoyed because the humans are poking and prodding in places and they're asking questions. I understand, they're curious, but like, you know, the vampires are trying to protect them and everything, so like don't bite the hand that feeds you in this moment. Funny moment, babies are trying to pluck Kelowna's feathers, so that was just a fun little moment. So ultimately there's a lot of just discussions, because like Zoe's like, I don't know what to do, whining, and then they just have a discussion like, yeah, how do you defeat an immortal? Ancient magic. All right, we need the seer stone, but Zoe gave the seer stone to Aphrodite because
she's scared of it.
Because it amplified her like
power.
Emotions and stuff and power, and that's why she thought she killed those guys.
Did you think that she killed the men?
Yes, to be honest, yeah. Just because of the Aphrodite vision and stuff.
I didn't.
As soon as like it described Neferet as like walking through the park or whatever, I'm like, that makes sense. It's all a misunderstanding, and yeah, we get a moment where Neferet's watching TV or something, or she's watching the news, and there was a report of a vampire fledgling in custody for killing 2 men in a park, and then Neferet got so angry, she's like, how dare Zoe take credit for that?
Yeah, and it's like, how come you just didn't go straight to the but then she ends up just confessing to everything anyway.
Yeah, but it's like, but the way she thinks that Zoe's taking credit for that type of thing, that's something that she felt guilty about. Like,
I can put her in like official timeout.
Oh yeah, official timeout, please. Goodbye, Binks. You may hear some like loud meowing from this for the time being. They have talks about ancient ways to destroy this, so they reference Cleopatra, because in this world, Cleopatra
was a vampire.
Speaking of Cleopatra, though, the archaeological,
the digs at the moment, finding the new. How many? They found like 200 mummies or something.
There was one that I sent you. They found a completely new queen.
I saw that,
with like 300 odd mummies or something.
Yeah, and they were all in like perfect condition.
Yeah, which is weird to say.
Oh, I love that shit. Do you reckon, like, I don't understand. Sorry, this is sorry everyone.
But, like, I really wanted to talk about this though real quick. That's my excuse.
When they say like perfect condition, like, do they still look like humans?
Just like the mummified process. I don't know. I would have no clue. I want to shout out this the Australian TikTok chick who's been keeping up to date, because she is a fucking legend. Not that she'll ever hear this.
We can tag her.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. So, shout out to Tanny, Burlow. Tanny. Yeah, she's keeping us up to date. I think she's just like either an ancient Egyptian historical nerd, or she's like into archaeology. But yeah, damn, like shit is progressing. So yeah, I really wanted to bring that up. So yeah, keep tuned on that. So yeah, in this world, Cleopatra managed to cast an ancient spell that's a protective spell around the city of Alexandria for like, I don't know how long. Yeah, I saw that. Neighbours making a comeback. Jesus, everything is happening. What's the point of that finale though?
I know.
Aussies, if you know, you know. So yeah, vampire Cleopatra, protective wall around Alexandria for like, I don't know how long. Was it like years?
Years and years, yeah.
And so Thanatos is like, this is how we keep Neferet locked in, because obviously otherwise she'd be wreaking havoc in all of Tulsa. So Thanatos casts a spell. Shawnee is assisting her with the fire element.
I don't understand
that.
Either.
Like, I don't understand either. Because they're just tired, and it's like, what are you doing? Is it just like, I think it's all like intent.
Yeah, and it's like, surely could they have not shared that responsibility with all
several other vampires?
Yeah, with several other vampires, or like the circle, like C.B. Ray and Shaylin and Damien and Zoe, to like make sure that they weren't so wrecked.
I think it's just because Zoe and that needed to ultimately fight. Zoe needed to practice with the seer stone. Not that she ever did. She needs to get a hold of that and her intent.
Yes, but like Shawnee was still able to like get up and do stuff.
Yeah, like
so
eat
it's like,
and stuff.
Surely they had shared that, they would have all just been like a little bit extra tired, but still able to do stuff.
Yeah, I get that, but no, it was just something Thanatos, the high priestess, the ultimate sacrifice.
I thought Thanatos was gonna die.
And like with this throughout the spell, or but like she did though.
Yeah, but like I thought like
that was gonna kill her.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And so I think ultimately with the spell, it ended up being all about like the intent. Like no one with ill intent can enter or leave. Or the barrier or whatever.
And then every time someone with like ill intent enters or leaves,
they just burst into flames.
Yeah, and then, like, Shawnee is just like...
Yeah, she's just in pain because she feels it through her element. Yep, so that's fun. And that's why Eric is there to comfort her and help her through it, which is nice. Good on him. We stand just in that moment. And yeah, back to Lynette with her chance of escaping because Neferet wants her to get some things because she wants her 1920s fucking party.
Yeah.
So Lynette and some other guy named, Judson or something? Hudson. Who is also, like, possessed by the dark tendrils. They organise to leave to get supplies, and he bursts into flames a little bit, or someone else bursts into flames, and that's when Neferet realises there's a spell, and Lynette is out in the open, free. I don't know why, I don't understand, but Kelowna's there, and he rescues her. And then there's that whole...
I don't understand why. It's a big thing, because she left willingly. He was like, come with me.
Yeah.
And Lynette's like...
She was in two minds.
Yeah.
But yeah, ultimately bet.
Yeah.
And then she spends the rest of her time at the House of Night recovering, and she's like espionaging. She's like getting in all of the secrets and trying to understand what everyone else is up to report back to Neferet. While this is happening, at some point Aphrodite has a vision, a nasty vision, and it's of Kelowna falling and dying.
With a big like hole in his heart.
Yep, which implies like he gets shot down, which we learn that Neferet kind of, I suppose, in a spell type of way, wraps a dark tendril around a gun or a Glock, just so...
and this is one of the biggest qualms that I have with this whole
of
fucking
all the
series
magic,
now.
you use a gun?
All the magic, all the blood stuff, all the immortal shit. And, like, I knew that Kelowna wasn't immortal anymore. Like, there were so many hints that he wasn't immortal, like him, like, being tired or, like, being hurt and stuff in previous books. But it's like the thing that brings him down in the end is a fucking handgun. And I was like, fucking white Americans who steal fucking shit from other cultures and all this shit, use slurs. Of course you fucking used a gun.
What a way to... The American dream.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, of all the... Because you have ancient magic, she has darkness magic, she has spell work that she could potentially had.
Yeah.
But she uses a fucking gun.
Yeah, it's like,
a human weapon.
Like, I understand, like, the hole in the heart. It's like, could you not have made, like, a spear or an arrow out of darkness?
Yeah, and like, you could have, like, enhanced that ability with, like, a sacrifice as well to, like, never miss or something, and, like, that could have been just as impactful.
Yeah.
But no, you had to use a human weapon.
Use a gun, yeah.
Where did she get it from anyway?
Yeah.
Jesus. But yeah, that's annoying. But yeah, that's Aphrodite's vision. And I think Nyx had a message.
Like a poem or something as well that Cremation might have had or something.
Yeah, look.
About like immortal has to sacrifice or something. And I was like, and I thought like, okay, so either Kelowna dies or he becomes a human. Yeah. I don't like that he died. Right. Because I think redeemed. I think he had a redemption arc. Yeah. And stuff. And I would have liked to have seen him turn mortal. Yeah. Like just a human guy.
And like, then he just ages out.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
The rest of
and
us.
like that's your like redemption, but also your punishment. Like you're allowed to live, but because of your like actions, like you have to live a mortal life now.
Yeah. And then when he eventually dies, like Nyx would then greet him in the other world, and then they do all that bullshit.
Yeah. And there's a lot of emphasis on like Erebus comes and sees him, and then like Nyx finally forgives him, and like it's Nyx and Kelowna in the afterlife, and Erebus is like, bro, like I was never her lover, like I was just like her friend or whatever. And like I think that's very sweet. Yeah, I would have liked the mortal Kelowna.
Yeah. I hated the fact that, like, again, this is a part of, like, Nyx's history as, like, a goddess, and you'd think a lot of, like, the vampires who have lived for centuries would know of this, but, like, this has not been shared. Yeah. As I said in a previous episode, like, it's as if this whole situation has been a blemish on Nyx's history, and they've choose to ignore it, or if it's just, like, a plot hole that they're just riding along, that, like, I feel like in the vampire community, because they worship Nyx, you'd think they'd know about significant moments of her history.
Yeah. And again, and I think I've said it for a lot of these books, because they are over such a short span of time, like 2 or 3 days or whatever, so much happens, but so much doesn't happen. Like, it's a lot of info dump, not necessarily like progressing the plot. It's just like, here's info. Doesn't really mean anything.
And then like they meet towards the end, like they have that climactic moment, but then that at the end is what opens up more possibilities. But then the next book, it just drags out until the end again. Yeah. It's a very predictable structure. So yeah, Aphrodite's tossing up whether or not she should like tell Kelowna and all that. And I think ultimately there's a message that came with it from Nyx, and it's like, you need to make this choice.
Yeah, you need to tell him so that he can make the choice. And then that's when I thought, like, because of the choice is to go and die or to just not go and not do anything. Yeah. And it's like, well, it would have been better if the choice was you go but you become mortal. Like, instead of you go, you die.
Yeah, I'm not sure. In terms of like battling Neferet, like would Neferet's power would have made him mortal, or was it like how does that work then?
I think it like he would have been shot down.
Okay, but
and
Nyx
then
would have saved him.
Yeah, it
and
was
then...
like a rebirth thing.
Oh, right, I understand.
Yeah.
Ooh, that could have been interesting.
So
though.
like he would have like maybe he like was unconscious,
like he could
and
have
then
been...
when he woke up like at the House of Night hospital, like his wings were gone.
Oh yeah.
And he would have been like, what the fuck? And they were just like,
that would have been a good kick in the ass as well. Like a kick in the ass moment. Like you now have a limited time as a human, make the most of it.
Yeah.
And do good.
Make good choices.
Yeah, make good choices, kids. Stay in school.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh no, I think Neferet also casts a prophecy with the gun thing. Like she casts it as like a spell, but it also like I interpret it as like a prophecy to inevitably kill Kelowna with that gun.
Yeah, and again, like why couldn't that have been like if she's doing that prophecy or a spell or whatever, then I would have liked to have seen that as the darkness becoming a weapon.
Yeah. And then I think Lynette, eventually makes her way back to Neferet, and she's like groveling for forgiveness, and Neferet's like again toying with her food almost. It's like, I forgive you, my favorite supplicant, blah blah blah. And so she pretty much.
And it's like, for what? You go back to plan a party? Like,
yeah, like what the fuck?
It's like there will be plenty of parties outside of this that you can plan. Like,
I don't understand her character or why she was there, other than the fact that she was there to kind of.
Also,
be
I want to talk
levy.
about quickly. While we're talking about guns and white people, etc.
Feel free. Favorite subject.
Thank you. There's a particular creator on TikTok and TikTok community of House of Night, and you've probably seen her. She cosplays a lot as Aphrodite.
I don't pay attention to that. I just tag.
I see it again, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But like, and she's a very big advocate for like getting House of Night picked up by a network.
Yep.
And like, I agree. Like, I think it would make a good series. I think it would have to be rewritten a lot.
It would, especially in this day and age.
Yeah, I think it would have to get the new Vampire Academy treatment, where they've kind of like kept you can keep plot points, but like turned it.
Keep some story, but obviously the whole Kelowna, like raping
the first
women.
few episodes of Vampire Academy, I was like, this is shit. But the way they've turned it into something else, and then still use the same plot points, I was like, this is good. So I think they could. However, like the quickest of Google searches into House of Night, and you find all these articles about the authors and how they've taken things and kind of made it their own in not a good way. Like they've taken
culturally
things from Cherokee America. I don't even know. I don't know the correct term. But Native Americans, and even like the ableism and the slurs, and the stereotypical gay stuff. And so anyway, this creator has made a TikTok with PC. And like all the like comments like, oh my god, like wow, like how did you do blah blah, and it's not as bad, but it feels like almost someone in this day and age making a TikTok with JK Rowling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, you got to separate the art from the artist.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in this life, there are terrible people who are very talented at whatever they do, and that sucks.
You are allowed, like us with Colin Hoover, like you are allowed to enjoy something and then find out something and then be like, okay, you know what, I'm still going to appreciate the art, but I can do it without like praising the artist.
But I think at the same time, people are like, well, ultimately you're still giving money to them by buying the books and buying the products and buying XYZ.
I have obtained things without purchasing before,
that's true though. You have acquired.
So I'm like, I don't know how to feel, and I very much try not to be a keyboard warrior. So like I started like typing a comment like, again, like just do a Google search and you'll find out blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, I don't want to be that person. I'm just like, I don't, like it's hard. Yeah,
it's just the nuanced human emotions and ideals. Like it's just the complications of life, unfortunately. People do bad shit and you're just like, what can you do about it? Again, especially if they're like an artist or a creator.
And so that's like Lynette with Neferet.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, but for why?
For why? Love that though. I'm gonna have to probably just search up that TikTok because I've tagged him, and sometimes I'm like, because I'll tag the TikTok like House of Night or Aphrodite, and like it'll come up cosplay, and so like next time I'll find a link and I'll
I think I liked the video, so I'll have a look if I can find it.
But if there's definitely a House of Night book, it'd have to be a complete almost rewrite. Like some points can be kept, like the fact that Kelowna's like an immortal rising from the earth, sure, but not the plot points of him like raping women for centuries.
I think the first three kind of could be okay. I think you'd have to take out like the Cherokee, like you could make it a fictitious culture.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, then you got to incorporate, or if you the Native American aspect to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I've described earlier in the series, like it's a weirdly progressive yet backwards like book. Because, like, you know, there are gay characters, you know, we got prominent black characters like Shawnee or Jamaican.
Yeah. But, like, Damien, again, like, is like, oh, Damien's gay. He has a boyfriend. We're going to kill him off. Like, okay, he's someone else immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gay. Oh, Damien likes him. And then even with, like, Shaylin and Nicole.
Yeah.
Like, it just, like, never explored that. They were just like, oh, they kissed. Like,
that's it. Although there was, like, afterwards, I think Nicole was like, oh, was that okay? And then Shaylin was like, yeah, that's fine. So, and then Eric
like, don't introduce these things if you're not going to.
I think Eric also has a moment where he sees them together and he has a little shitty moment, but he gets over it.
And
that could have gone bad.
There's a lot of things. It's like non-POCs writing POCs.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get that you need, like, you want to include things for diversity, but I'm in two minds, because it's like, in today's day and age, it's like, if you don't have diversity, then you get eaten alive. But if you do have diversity,
you have to do it right.
You have to do it right. So, like, it's hard, but
like, how can you write about something that you have no experience with? Yeah. In terms of, like, a POC life or whatever.
Yeah. And then
in terms of, like, discrimination, like experiencing discrimination and that type of stuff.
Yeah. And then it's like, hang on, here we go. So that's PC cast.
She looks the type, to be honest.
Yeah, doesn't she? Yeah.
No. I wonder if that's mean to say.
Yeah.
She looks the type. I had never seen a picture of that woman in my life until this moment.
Yeah.
What are the comments like, though? I was just like, yes, queen. Slay.
Yeah, it's waiting for a network.
So that's PC. What does Kristin look like?
It's awesome that you met PC. I just like a younger version of her because it's her daughter.
Okay, so she looks the type as well.
Yeah.
But then we must remember this was written in 2007, so there's a complete different set of societal dialogue.
It is, but also you know how far society's come. Put out a statement.
Probably, yeah, sure. Yeah. Be like, yeah, there's been some problematic stuff in the House of Night.
Yeah, people are just like, oh my god, like, wow. And it's like, she's a shit person.
Yeah, oof. Yeah, I get that, though.
Yeah, so it's like, also, for people in our lives who are writing a book, as members of the Alphabet Mafia, I'm sure that they are going to be able to explore that thing as also, that's fine. But then, yeah, it's like, okay, well, if we want to include, like, a POC, like
how do you write that?
So, and I also just said we.
That's okay.
Surprise, motherfuckers! Anyway.
I just want to say, we talked about it, like, several months ago, and we're like, we'll have a draft by Christmas, and yet nothing.
I still have hope.
Oh god.
Maybe a very, very rough 15 chapter first draft.
Apparently you don't even need to finish a book to get it picked up.
You don't. You just need like a few chapters. Yeah. Okay, I mean, anyway. We can talk about that. We're attempting to write a book.
We've thought
but
about
also
it.
You won't know because we're writing it under a pseudonym. So you won't even know. So we're going to talk about it and then we just won't talk about it.
Yeah. But I don't want to be those people that like, I want to talk about it when it's done. Like, because people are like...
I don't want to create hype for nothing.
And I don't want to create, like, a conflict of, like, say, someone commenting, oh, this character should do this, and then you do it. And then it's like, now you stole my idea.
Exactly, yeah.
Like,
I want to have that creative freedom. But yeah, so it's like, I would like to have that representation, but, like, the only people of colour I know is, like, Luke. And, like, he's very diluted.
Very diluted. I love that definition.
But yeah, so maybe we can talk about someone like being like of colour, but then we just don't explore that.
Yeah, because that's the thing, like, because you don't want to make up stereotypical cultural references or whatever. So and it's double-edged sword with the whole diversity. You shouldn't be able to write anything that you haven't experienced because then you bring inaccuracy and then your head's to the sword. But then it's like, but we need the diversity. I don't know. Maybe it's just. You just need to write the skin colour and like that's it. You don't need to just acknowledge anything.
Yeah, and then you just don't explore that character. That's fine.
Shove him at the back.
Yeah, see ya.
Nah.
Anyway, I don't know where we were.
That was a pretty good tangent though, not gonna lie.
I've been having like lots of ideas also, for our book with like sex scenes.
Oh
so God. I'm just gonna write it. And then, like, it's done.
Okay, all good. Hey, I have the rest of the day off today. So, like, after edit...
Luke pick James up.
Okay, good. We can have our draft done by Christmas.
But I also need to wrap Christmas presents.
Oh, yeah. So, ultimately, Neferet... Back to the plot. Neferet figures out... It was a nice tangent, though. I'll decide what to keep in and cut out, to be honest. Neferet is trying to figure out how to break the barrier, and she does that by throwing a shit ton of humans out the window every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then, because Shawnee and Thanatos feel that, Kelowna decides to save the day. They first come up with a plan to try and lure Neferet out as well. Oh,
no, that's after.
Oh, whatever. But yeah, so Kelowna goes to try and save the day. I forget.
And then Kelowna dies.
I think he just tries to die. Yeah, tries to save them.
I think he realizes in the moment. He's like, I gotta die. But, like, I don't understand what that sacrifice was for. Because, like, he didn't do anything.
No, he just died. Flew up there and died.
Yeah, you died for nothing. You did this for why?
For why? So yeah, he tries to, I don't know, I think he tries to have a stance with Neferet because having once controlled darkness, he probably feels like he could defeat her. And then, yeah, of course, he gets shot down, he dies. Detective Marks and the boys down at Tulsa PD drag him back to the House of Night. They realise they can't really save him, he's died. And then Thanatos, she feels, because he's her warrior, she feels his death and pain. I think ultimately she dies as well. Like a 2-for-1 deal? God damn, rest in peace, Thanatos. No, she leads him into the afterlife first because of the whole death thing that she has, the affinity. And that's where we see him kind of nervous wading into the grove because, as we knew, his physical being could not enter the Nyx's grove due to having been fallen. And so, yeah, there's a little bit of anxious chapters and pages where he's just waiting around and, like, heading in that direction. I think he encounters Erebus at some point too, whatever. But yeah, then they have that moment of, Nyx reuniting with him and, like, forgiving him and all that type of stuff. So he's happy as Larry and him and Nyx are, like, together again, which is nice and sweet. But, like, I don't know, dude. He's done some pretty shit atrocity things, but oh well. People change, I guess. But I feel like he only changed selfishly because he didn't want Neferet to control him.
So I'm just reading about
okay.
Loved.
And then, yeah, Thanatos dies. And so, I forget how that happens, to be honest.
Well, it mustn't have been important.
No.
She just fades to nothing.
Yeah, I think so. And then there's another, I think the goddess of death is what welcomes her into her, like, other world. So ultimately now Neferet realizes she is free from her confines of her temple at the Mayo, and so now she's deciding she wants to fucking kill Zoey Redbird once and for all. So they come up with a plan because I forget what area this is. Zoey feels comfortable with the Seer Stone once again because she needs it to defeat Neferet, because they realized, because when they first saw through the lens of Neferet, about it showed her, like, childhood and her trauma and shit like that. So they're like, oh, we're gonna have to do that kind of again. Then Aurochs comes into play. He's all, like, jittery and he wants to help. What is that shocked face?
I gotta read you this when we're done talking about this.
Looks like a doozy. Oh, is that loved for the book?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, damn, you've been bamboozled. So, yeah, Aurochs does... this is how much I care about the book. I don't even know what Aurochs does, but, like, he eventually will sacrifice himself.
Yeah, so there was this whole thing about... not a whole thing, it's like one line. When they've lured Neferet to the park and they're like, let's do this circle, let's track her.
I think it's because
cave.
it's one of the most sacred grounds where she could possibly be.
Yeah, fun.
Is it at the East Wall where everything's happening?
No, it's in the park where Zoey thought she killed the men.
Oh, right.
Anyway.
Find a hole.
Zoey uses this Old Magick and the sprites are like, the cost of us helping is your true love, or some shit like that. Anyway, lots of things going through my mind in that, and I was like, okay, so I was like, it's not going to be Stark.
Oh yeah, because there was a moment where Stark was worried that he was going to die because it's like, the love of her life, sacrifice, and he's like, well, that's me, shit.
Yeah, so I was like,
I knew it was Heath, I knew it was Aurochs.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, well, something, I didn't think it was going to be Stark. I thought it was going to be Heath. I was like, okay, Aurochs is going to die. Or I was like, Heath's soul is going to leave Aurochs.
Oh, yeah. So Aurochs
and then, which it did anyway.
Yeah, technically.
And that was a whole thing. And then also because I got my period this week, when Stark and Zoe were like, no matter what, like, I'll find you. I was like crying at work. So I was like, great. And then like a day later I got my period. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah,
because you really do not care about the rest of these characters. Why would you cry?
Why am I so upset by this?
You're gaslighting yourself.
Anyway, but then for a moment I was like, oh fuck, is it Stark? Like, it was a whole thing.
You had a moment of worry.
So that was fun. I don't know where I was going with this, but
it was about, like, just the Neferet battle and...
Oh yeah, it was shit. Yeah. I knew, they're like Aurochs, because again, a character, it's like, well, what are you going to do with him?
Yeah.
Like, it can't be a conflict for always of, like, Zoe being like, I'm in love with you, sort of, maybe.
This is the breakaway, absolutely.
Yeah,
now,
but then
for
again,
sure.
like, why bring Heath into it again if you're just going to relinquish his soul into the other world again?
Yeah, and then he's going to start the process and wait for Zoe again.
And then, like, everyone changes.
Yeah. Oh, just real quickly though, but yeah, I think Aurochs, because I think he said he because he was born of darkness, like he would have a greater chance of, because they're hoping he would turn into a bull and just gnaw at Neferet again.
That's right.
As well, to lead her into the grove, and she
and his horns have changed colour. They've gone to the black.
He turned into a black bull. Yeah,
he turned into a black bull.
He's the vessel of light now. Yeah, ironically. And so they pretty much like tunnel Neferet into the ground, and like they seal her up through Auroch's Heath's soul, because then the balance of light and dark is now restored, and there was an image of the bulls fighting and they're clambering horns together and they vanish, so balance is restored, which I don't fucking know.
Really quickly, this is funny, my surname used to be Bull, and so kids used to moo at me in school.
Oh no, that's the ultimate bullying. Oh my god. Oh no.
So I can't read anything about like bulls or like
anymore
bull because I just trauma. Yeah.
Kids are so fucking
Maybe that's
cruel.
why I DNF'd the book that was really about the bulls, because I was so like,
you're like, I can't do this.
Got PTSD.
Oh no. Mackenzie Bull.
Yeah.
It doesn't even like ring off the tongue. I'm sorry.
I know it doesn't. And then it was a hyphen into something else, but I'm not going to put my full name on the internet.
But like, but your name now, it's
it will change again. But
inevitably. But
I'm gonna hyphenate again.
Oh, nice.
Oh
nice.
no, I'm not gonna hyphenate. I'm gonna change my last name now
to
my middle name.
Be a feminist. Make him change his name. It would fuck up his family though. I reckon his mum would kill you.
Then I would have and then I would have to change James's last name as well. That's right.
Well, that's your mistake.
That was my mistake.
Writing out the birth certificate.
Yeah, and my last name is just stupid. Yeah. When I went to it's a hard. I think it's on the socials.
I don't think so. Maybe.
Oh, anyway, I don't care if this.
I don't think that. I don't
my
reveal
Insta
too much.
is my last name. Anyway, no, but it's a fun one now because like I was at Target the other day getting a click and collect.
Shout out to Target.
Shout out to Target.
Target.
Anyway, and like the person was out the back, and she was out there for a very long time getting my order, and she came back and she's like, oh sorry, like my colleague and I were like talking about like how to pronounce your last name, and they came out, she's like, oh, I thought it was this, and he thought it was this, and I was like, well, they're both wrong.
Imagine you think you had the two options.
Yeah, and then like he came out and he's like, damn, and I was like,
the more you know.
Yeah,
it is a funky last name though if you haven't heard it before.
Yeah, it's Dutch.
Dutch.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Fun story. But the bulls. Yeah,
bit of childhood trauma. Sorry. Yes. Back to the bulls. Back to the bulls.
Yeah, light and darkness is now balanced. Aurochs.
Yeah, so now they can defeat
Heath's
Neferet.
soul is like integrated into around the hole that Neferet's in, and so she'll forever remain there, I guess, until someone decides to fuck shit up and history repeat itself. Which honestly is a pretty weird, funny cycle when you think about it, because Kelowna ended up in the ground, then he rose, and now Neferet's in the ground. Now she may rise again. Who knows? And then everyone changes at the end. Finally.
Yeah, but like also they're still all just 17.
Yeah,
like,
no.
I feel like it would be an 18 thing.
Yeah, but I suppose
like
it has no time limit.
And you change. I know, but I wish it did. Because it would make more sense.
I suppose they made it complicated by saying you could change at any time.
Yeah.
Which they could have. It should have been like a time limit. Like
it should have been in your 18th year.
Yeah, or at least within 4 years of being marked.
Yeah.
They dug themselves into a bit of a hole there themselves. But yeah, finally they changed. We wouldn't end the series without Zoey changing. Or at least Zoey changing. I don't really care about anybody else. But I suppose everyone else having the affinities for the elements, and they've all worked together to fight all these
because
battles
again,
and stuff.
Yeah, at the end they
a good reward.
Form this council, and then like, oh, we've decided because of like the people on St. Clement Island and like how their inaction like affected everything. Instead of all of us being in one place, we're going to spread throughout the Americas, which is like cool. But again, like you're 17, like what are you gonna do?
Well, you have so much authority.
And like it doesn't. I think in the next book, well, not in like Love to the novella, I think it goes more into depth about what they do.
Oh yeah.
Because like I think Eric, and Shawnee go and be professors at a different house of night. I mean, Eric's older. Well, Eric's 9.
So they're just completely undermining the vampire council with just doing whatever they want.
By making their own,
Yeah, I know. But like, is that not a conflict in itself and a consequence?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I suppose.
But then
Zoey
maybe it might like end up being like, well, if they have like the North American council, there might be a South American, and then there might be like an Australian one, and then like in other countries they have their own high council, and then like when there's big threats again, they all come together.
Then they all converge with the high council at some point.
Yeah.
But I suppose within Zoey has the ally of Queen
Skiak.
So like you wouldn't want to mess with her, I guess.
Yeah, boy.
And then I think when Heath and Zoey ends up just back she ends up releasing Heath's soul
So
via...
Heath's already gone. Heath went in the battle.
Aurochs.
And then it's Aurochs calling to her in her dreams, and she's like, guys, we've got to go back and release Aurochs' soul.
Yeah, and she does it a la Thanatos style. So does she have an affinity for death now, or is she just like copying and hope for the best?
I think she's copying and hoping for the best, and I think that because she has like the Old Magick and like the affinity for like everything.
Yeah, may as well.
Yeah.
Why not? Just the last hurrah.
OP baby.
Last hurrah for our chosen one.
Yeah.
And then that's pretty much it.
That's it.
We're done.
Yeah. Do you want me to quickly go through?
Sure.
Loved?
Given the look on your face and the bewilderment, I want the rest of the potty to hear this too. This is maybe a long episode, but we're just in a silly, goofy mood.
Like, if these books had been shorter, you could have included this in the main storyline.
For sure.
Anyway, okay, so this is called Loved by PT and Kristin. In Loved, it's almost High Priestess Zoey Redbird's 18th birthday.
Oh, finally.
Yeah, finally. Finally 2 years later. Well, a year. This is meant to take place a year after Redeemed.
Several books ago, she'd just turned 17. Oh my god. Fucks up the timeline.
So this is like all 12 of the main books, 1 year.
Jesus Christ.
All within a year.
My God.
Anyway, so nearly her birthday when the visions and prophecies start rolling in. First, Zoey is told to find the imprisoned Neferet's childhood diary to avoid coming danger.
Sounds very Horcruxy.
Then her friend Aphrodite gets a vision of a zombie apocalypse starting in the park where Neferet lies entombed. Luckily, all her friends are coming for a surprise party so they can cast a circle of protection in the park. When they're almost finished, Aphrodite's highly suspicious mother interrupts the ceremony, and the zombies are upon them, eating any human they can get their hands on. But they're not just any zombies. They appear to be a form of vampire soldier, and some look very familiar.
Oh no.
Damien's sure that his boyfriend, why did I say his boyfriend? Jack is there, and Zoey sees someone who looks exactly like her brother.
There's a knock on the door. May as well go suss it out.
The front door?
I think so, yeah.
I don't want it to be like someone asking me who I'm going to vote for.
It might be. Tell them you're a communist.
It's from Target!
Oh, it's from Target. Oh, you got a package. Ooh, what'd you get?
Some lights.
Oh, okay, cool. I suppose everyone, has like the answer the door anxiety, so like it's not unfamiliar to anybody.
I got so scared. Anyway, and Zoey sees someone who looks exactly like her brother. I forget that Zoey had. Zoey needs to protect Tulsa, but she needs answers too, because Jack is supposed to be dead and her brother already exists in this world and not as a cannibalistic vampire. Usually when a story features zombies, you expect action and gore, but with an excess of chummy chit-chat, this spin-off comes off as a teen vampire reunion instead. There's a vampire reunion with characters readers know from the first House of Night series, having lengthy meet and greets in the cafeteria before their issues pop up and need to be dealt with, like pill and drug abuse and depression. The zombie apocalypse almost gets lost in the shuffle, paring down the often too cutesy dialogue. Awesome sauce comes up often, would lead more gravitas to what should be big revelations about parallel world and family ties. This mother-daughter writing team may just be having too much fun with characters they've missed writing about and at the expense of taut and exciting storytelling. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so Aphrodite's the one with the addiction. That makes sense.
I mean, the amount of times she has said in this book, or the past couple of books, she wants to pop a Xanax with wine, like, it speaks for itself.
Yeah. But anyway, in this one, Aphrodite changes.
Oh, yay.
Yeah,
fun.
She goes to Nyx's temple.
Oh, yep.
Cool, and she changes.
She deserves it. And
anyway,
so that just
that
just reaffirms that she's actually like a vampire again.
Yeah.
Like she's just, and like it got to a point in the book series where Zoey just stopped getting tattoos after all this, and no one else got tattoos. Like Stevie Ray's doing good shit with Raphael and all that.
Tattooed.
Oh, because she's a vampire.
When she first changed.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I forgot about that. But like Damien and like Shawnee and all that.
Maybe they just didn't specify that they did, because I think all adult vampires.
Oh yeah. But like leading up to changing, like because Zoey got a lot of tattoos before she changed.
But both because she's special.
Yeah, all right.
Like I think normal ones.
I just think Nyx is homophobic because Damien deserves some tattoos. No, I'm kidding. He doesn't.
In normal circumstances, you get them after you change.
Yeah.
And like Stark didn't get them till after you change.
Yeah, Zoey is of course the exception and the abnormal. Exception. But no, that's the series. We're done. Finally done. All right, quick rundown. Do you have any favorite moments? Finishing the book. Finishing the series was my favorite moment. The silence speaks for itself.
I think Eric and Zoey getting together in the first book.
Okay. I'm sorry, I realised what you were doing.
Yeah, sorry, I had food in my teeth. Eric and Zoey getting together in the first book, but also the first book is so long ago now.
Yeah, I've forgotten. Like,
I mean, it's like 2 weeks.
I'll always remember the traumatic experience of reading like the almost blowjob.
The almost blowjob. I love the almost blowjob.
But like, that's also sexual assault vibes because you did not want it.
I also I don't like it, but like, the Lauren Blake stuff.
Yeah, honestly, it was a pretty sexy, charming fella. You know,
Short-lived. Miss him.
very short-lived. Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah. Just missed when Neferet was nice, but I suppose she was never really nice then. She just wanted Zoey she just wanted to control Zoey. Are you okay? Did you get like?
I have a big clam.
Okay.
The whole series.
All right. Yeah. What is it? Lay it on me.
Okay. So first, remember like way back when I was like, I wish Heath and Zoey were endgame.
Yes.
So when it was like, the prize is your true love, I thought, oh fuck, maybe it is Stark, and then like Heath and Zoey can finally be together, like a la Via or Ox.
Yep.
So my biggest fucking qualm is, if you weren't going to make Heath and Zoey endgame, why did you bring him along for the entire fucking 12-book ride?
Yeah.
Just to kill him off twice.
Yep. I don't know. Maybe they're just like tossing up, making their mind. Maybe they're being too mother-daughter duo. Like, she's probably getting advice of what, like, I assume at the time her daughter would have been younger. Or are they? How old are they? No. I meant like younger. I know what I mean. But like, how young was she? Like, is she like a teenager when they wrote this book?
I'll Google.
Okay. Sorry, that sounded
like younger than her mother.
I know. I'm gonna pass that off as my third dumb moment for the day.
Yeah, a couple of good moments today.
I don't know what's going on.
How old?
Because if she was a teenager, like, PC would be like, how would you feel about this? You know, teenager giddy, like, oh, 2 boys are after me, you know, love that sort of attention type of thing. Very stereotypically feminine, but oh well. Because, like, I don't know, they could be umming and ahhing, or they could be just, like, argumentative as to who Zoey should have ended up with. Or are they the first to pull the never have the first love interest be endgame? Oh, shocked face, hello.
Sorry, film adaptation. In November 2011, it was announced that the film rights to House of Night had been acquired by Lionsgate,
Oh, fun.
having the distribution rights with plans for 5 movies and
Jesus.
an outline of the screenplay written. However, as of 2009, there were no future plans for the movies.
Because of how...
The contract for the rights to the movies
Problematic.
expired in 2020.
So, like, it's up there for anyone to take now.
Yeah, which is why there's so many people trying to get a network to pick it up.
Yeah. Would you rather, like, a movie series or, like, a TV series?
TV series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
We'll just leave it at that. That's the answer.
I don't know how old. I can't find any information, but I'm assuming she was a teenager.
Yeah, because
It was in 2000.
they probably just flip a coin. Stark or Heath.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just used Heath because there's no point introducing a significant character that's going to make an ultimate sacrifice. And I suppose we don't want any more of the nerd herd dying. 1 death, or 2 deaths technically is enough.
I was also surprised that there had been so much talk. I know we're done, sorry, but like throughout the whole book, throughout the whole series of like, oh, we don't like feed off humans, like to kill, we don't kill humans, blah blah blah. And then in this one, it's like,
Willy-nilly.
you're off the balcony. You're off the balcony.
I'm just going to
You're
drink
off
from
the
your...
balcony.
Slice your throat and drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I suppose that's just the Neferet and the darkness and the evil.
Yeah, but for the last book.
Yeah, I know. Like, it was very gory. Very gory.
Yeah.
And very out there with the whole killings of the humans. But yeah, it was frustrating, that the Vampire High Council did fuck all. But, like, again, the House of Night and Tulsa separated themselves entirely.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the new priestess of House of Night in Tulsa?
Zoey.
Sorry?
Zoey.
Zoey? Oh, right. Yeah.
She's staying there.
Oh, yeah. I thought it would just be, like, I don't know, Lenobia pulling rank. Favourite moment would probably be, like, Lenobia's backstory and her with Travis and the reincarnation thing. That was cute.
But, like, is Travis not just going to die of old age?
Probably, but then if Lenobia lives for several hundred more years, like, she'll just find him again.
Yeah, true.
It's just a vicious cycle. I just love, I love soulmate stories type of thing. It's heartbreaking, but it's like, you fall in love all over again. It's like, it gives you hope. Oh, I'm a sucker for it. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm always a sucker for, like, I found you in this lifetime, I'll find you in the next.
Yeah. Oof. I guess we can just leave it at that, Kenzie. I'm happy. I'm content. I'm happy to be done.
I'm done. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. No, it's good. We were on a bit of a tangent, but that's fine. Yes. We've circled back and we've said what we've needed to say. Yeah, I don't regret doing the series, but like splitting them up a bit more would have been wiser.
Yeah.
I feel like anything more than a trilogy, we should separate.
Yeah.
Have a break in between.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll work with From Blood and Ash as well, I reckon. Or unless you want to just pop them all out.
No.
You want a break between books?
Well, I mean, they're good.
I know they're good.
And they
but...
flow really well.
Oh, okay.
Like, I
suppose,
read...
it just depends on the series.
But also there's 4 or 5 of
Yeah.
them. I think if we did, like, 2, then a break, then, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's just because, like, the whole series felt like a bit of a drag as well. Or it's just knowing that there's 12 books seems exhausting and dragging. Whereas, and, like, again, with everything that's happened, like, all talk, not a lot of action to progress anything. There wasn't a lot of flow.
Yeah.
So, like, it'd probably be easier.
And it was just, like, the same book, like, every book kind of starts off pretty calm, and then something happens, and then we cast a big circle at the end. So it's just
save the day.
Copy and paste.
Yeah, structure, easy peasy. At least we know what to do for our book. Copy and paste.
Oopsies.
Except it's going to be less no racism.
Yeah, no racism.
No, hopefully sexism, unless it's for a character that we hate, etc. It's going to be perfect, Kenzie. We're going to have no flaws.
Yeah, boy.
It's the goal. But yeah, cool. Happy with that. So yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for following along at home. If you've listened through the entirety, thank you so much for the silent support. We love it. Keep an ear out for the next few weeks because we'll be reading Christmas books.
Yeah.
Because it's Christmas time.
It's Christmas time, yes. Well, it's Christmas time for our denomination.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep an ear out for next week, which would be What Light by Jay Asher, if you're interested in that.
Jay Asher, who also wrote 13 Reasons Why.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Because I keep thinking, why is that name familiar? Then it's like 13 Reasons Why. And I know you've told me like a million times. So yeah, but from what I've read so far, it's cute.
Yeah.
Maybe a little dark, but cute.
Oh, interesting.
Not dark in a bad way, just like, there's a tragic backstory type of thing.
Yeah, but like he wrote 13 Reasons Why.
I know, but like it's actually pretty tame though, in comparison,
nice.
I reckon.
Nice.
There's no like...
We love that. We love trauma around Christmas time.
Yeah.
Builds character.
It's not like a la Hannah Baker vibe, but it's still sad nonetheless. And I think throughout the next other Christmas books, we're going to be doing Dash and Lily's Book of Dares. I'm not familiar with that. Kenzie's quite familiar with that one.
It is also a Netflix movie.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, it's
fun. So you might try and watch it before the potty as well.
All of these are very much young adult.
Yeah,
which is fine.
Very YA. Yeah, but like it's Christmas time and we're in a hurry trying to figure out stuff. And then the last one will be Let It Snow by John Green and Co. I just don't know who the Co are.
Yeah, me neither.
It's been a hot minute since I've read a John Green book. Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, all good. So yeah, keep an ear out for the next few weeks. And honestly, I know it's still a little bit far away, but like the New Year book log that we have set up,
the New Year
lineup,
fucking 2023 is
it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it already.
Don't forget to check out our link tree. Easiest way is to click the link in the bio in our Instagram.
Yep.
letterbox_book_club.
Yeah, or we're also on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. No one seems to care about Google Podcasts, but that's fine. But yeah, and we're on TikToks, just posting little clips here and there. Yeah. Find us anywhere. Find us on Instagram first, and then Linktree.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.